live here in downtown Canal Fulton. Just thought we would share out the live view here of the setup down here in St. Helena Heritage Park. You got Canal Days this week. Don't forget, Olde Canal Days 2026 kicks off this week. And just thought we would share out the live view here over the park. If you're watching, share this out there with someone you think would find it interesting. We're gonna come down here and check out the park. So let me know where you're watching from and how the signal's coming through. If you're just tuning in, we are cruising down here in Canal Fulton. Just gonna do a little flight around the park here. Show you all the rides that they've already got set up. Hopefully our stream's coming through loud and clear tonight. Looks like we've got a good strong signal on the live streamer. So here's the beautiful St. Helena Heritage Park. You got the Canalway Center there. And they have all the rides that they've got set up here in preparation for Olde Canal Days. Should be an awesome celebration this year with the 250th year. They're going to have a special fireworks display. That's it. Just thought we would share the view with everybody. Let's see if we get any comments yet. This comment engine hasn't been working the last couple weeks very good. It's a little delayed for some reason, but I don't know if that's a Facebook thing or what. But there it is. There's the view downtown Canal Fulton tonight. All the rides are here, set up. Go cruising through the rides here real quick. Just got back from Washington, D.C. We went down there and videoed the fireworks display for the 250th and went to the mall and videoed some of the state fair booths that they had. And I tell you what, Ohio may not have had the best booth, but they had one of the best giveaways. They had real nice Ohio State University healthcare bags that they give away to everybody coming in and out of the booth, as well as the stamp with, they would stamp a passport every booth that you would walk into, and that was pretty cool.
If you're watching.
But a lot of booths. I think Indiana had Kellogg's and some potato chip companies. They were giving bags of potato chips and boxes, little boxes of breakfast size box of cereal to the kids, and some limited edition Choco Fruit Loops they were giving away. I didn't have any, so I can't report on if they were any good or not. And then various states were giving pens away, lapel pins. But we went to maybe 20 of the booths while we were there. It was just so hot and slow going. there was a lot of people, and some of the states, Virginia had didn't want to participate, so they chained their door shut, which was terrible. I don't care what political party you belong to, you know, that's has nothing to do with celebrating the birthday of America. And a little disappointing, some of those states that did that. I know Washington State was the other state that did that. There was a few others that didn't send anybody to run their booth, but senators stepped up, and other people within the state stepped up and manned the booths, which was really nice. But it would have been nice if everybody would have showed up and at least participated, because it was an amazing time and it was really neat. They had kind of faux buildings set up with printed fronts on it to look like, you know, stone-faced buildings, but it's all temporary. They had air conditioning piped into them, and it was pretty cool to get to go around to the different states. You know, my kids had a lot of learning experiences, getting to see what the best of the states were. So I was glad to be able to do that. I hope they do it again every year, really, because I'd love to go back and get the rest of the states. Who says you have to wait till the 300th to do something like that again? You could do that every year. So definitely gives you a little taste of what it was like to be at a World's Fair. I'm sure no comparison, the World's Fairs were probably much more involved, but it was neat. You know, I've been to Vegas a bunch, but my kids haven't, younger kids, so, you know, Vegas has had all the LED and signs in there and the neon look kind of representing their state, which was really cool. And they had the big Ferris wheel on the mall. We didn't wait in line for that. I would have liked to, but it was so hot down there. It was unbelievable. And then we watched the fireworks from the Iwo Jima Memorial. Actually, we were right in front of the Netherlands Charlton Tower, and we got there a little before 10 a.m. and sat in the blazing sun until about 3, when I went and got umbrellas to shade us from the sun. And then I don't remember exactly, but I want to say around 6 or something, 6:30, 7 o'clock, they evacuated the park. And me and my buddy stayed there. They said you had to evacuate, wink, wink. But, you know, you're your own person. You can stay if you want. So my buddy's ankle was bad, and we decided we were going to stay there. The skies actually started turning a lot lighter as everybody was leaving. So we kind of hung out there and assessed the situation, and it didn't look like it was going to turn worse than it was, with no rain, just a little windy. And then everybody about 20 or 30 minutes later started coming back in, because they started doing some of the flyovers again, and they brought over the new Air Force One, the B-1, B-2 bombers, and just one right after another, C-130s, a bunch of planes that I, wasn't even sure of what they were, F-35s, and so everybody come rushing back in, and people that have been there since, even 6 in the morning in that same spot left, and a lot of people tried, didn't try, they did, they got in their spots because they didn't know, they were just coming in at that point. So if you didn't have it marked, and we had ours marked, but when they canceled it, told us to evacuate, we took up our tarp, and it's a good thing we got back there, because if we wouldn't have, there would have been a real tight space for us to sit, and our camera tripods and everything like that wouldn't have been able to have any room. So, but they ended up, the whole gang got back there about 10 o'clock, and it was shoulder to shoulder for as far as you could see. And then it started raining like crazy, and those sun umbrellas that I bought earlier for the sun came in real handy then, because it was an hour and 30 minutes of just downpour. And in fact, like, a family was sitting beside us with 3 little kids and 2 moms, and we gave them an umbrella. And then a couple couples behind us were sitting there. One was a news talk radio host from Seattle, conservative talk, and we give them a couple umbrellas. So we kind of saved the day for a few people around us. But you could have had probably 8,000 umbrellas, and, you know, sold them at that point for $20 a pop if you would have thought that far ahead, because $20 would have been cheap to keep the rain off of you for that long. And it wasn't just a little drizzle, it was coming down. So, but all in all, then right around 11:59, or about 11:30, it stopped raining, and at 11:59 the fireworks started, and it was an unbelievable show. Again, I don't care politically what your opinion is, but it was a beautiful sight to see in the nation's capital. And fireworks there on a regular basis is beautiful from what I understand, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the best combinations ever because of the flyovers during the day, all day, and then leading up to the fireworks and the state fair that was going on the mall. So a lot of hard work went into it, and a lot of people bared the extreme heat to put all that stuff on. I'm surprised they didn't postpone it because of the heat. But the good news, with all the rain, it cooled it down real quick. So we endured all day, but boy, it was a really nice evening watching the fireworks down there. So that's it. Just thought we would fly around and show you the park while they have all the rides here and getting prepared for Canal Days 2026. They got all kinds of live music that's going to happen for Canal Days. There's the Shalmo YMCA down here. The Rotary had their 100-year celebration there a few weeks ago. So we'll come back down the canal here. Boy, the river looks muddy, doesn't it? But there you go, there's the view of the park, all the rides, and the view of downtown Canal Fulton this Monday evening here. Kind of a decent day with the cloud cover, kind of keeping that sun from heating everything crazy hot. So take a little stroll up the river here. There's the Canal Fulton canoe livery. The backside of the VFW. Towpath Trail there. And we're going to end up here on St. Philip's and James Church. Beautiful looking tonight. Took a couple 360 photos here a few weeks ago, and they were great looking photos. Of course, I may be a little biased, but awesome to see the church like that. Gotta take a picture there. So we'll turn around. So there you go. There's the view from downtown Canal Fulton tonight. Hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Whatever you're doing, be safe. And we will see you either on the ground or in the sky next time. It's Cliff with Buckeye Drones signing off from Canal Fulton, Ohio here. Mark your calendars. Canal Days kicks off in a couple days here, running through the weekend. Got the big fireworks on Saturday and the grand parade. All right, everybody, have a great night.